The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Broadcasting from the campus of Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, the Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is on the air. Your chance to hear from Liberty head women's basketball coach Alexis Sherard comes your way on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is also brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank. Life lived full. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mills for three. Yes! Avery Mills from 3rd Street. Liberty leads 57-51.
Now let's talk Liberty Flames women's basketball. Here's your host, the voice of the Lady Flames, Jamie Hall.
Welcome into this week's Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show. We've got an action-packed program for you today. We're going to have a chance to talk with head coach Alexis Sherard about the first week of the Lady Flames basketball season and a big matchup coming up, a couple of big matchups coming up. And then we'll also hear from Emma Hess, who has made the transition from player to now being on the coaching staff with Coach Sherard. And Alexis, welcome into the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's I'm going to go off track just a little bit because we are going to talk about Emma Hess, and I'm going to ask her. We're not going to talk about her. We're going to talk to her. We'll talk about her a little bit too. And so I'm going to ask her how her transition has gone from going from a player to a coach. But let me get from the head coach's mouth, how has that transition gone for Emma?
Sure. So the transition for Emma has been going very well. I'm very pleased. Fortunate for me, fortunate for Emma. Emma's heard my voice for the past 4 years. I mean, she did a year or two at our elite camp. So we're going back 4 or 5, over 5 years together. So just with regards to execution sets, she kind of understands how I think, just having coached her for 4 years by being a guards coach. And we've always been on the same page. We even have side jokes. We're trying to have little wrinkles on Coach Green's plays. I would try to probably experiment on a play in practice, and she would be right on the same page with me. So it's been going really, really well. I've been very pleased, and she's doing a great job.
Has she got the notepad with the plays on the coffee table?
I don't know if she's there yet, but I'm going to get her there. I'm definitely going to get her there.
Well, we know she's got, this could sound offensive the way I say it. We know she's got an offensive mind. Not that she didn't play defense, right. But we knew she much preferred the offensive end of the court.
Absolutely.
Who didn't? I mean, how many of us have that Malia mindset of digging in on defense?
Sure.
Most of us want to see the ball go through the hoop or throw that flashy pass. And you've got some girls on the team
I want that as well.
Enjoy doing that too. So it's a fun group. And I guess before we get into stats and X's and O's and everything, the continued kind of connection and chemistry of this team is you've got, we've talked about, you've got girls from all over the world that are coming together. There's going to be some homesickness. There's going to be some cultural awkwardness at times and transition. So how has that gone?
Well, we've our theme this year, in addition to one body, is we consider ourselves to be a Romans 14 team, which in that chapter, there's people from all over the world and all different places. And, there's a short parable that, one person wants to eat steak and then one person wants to eat just vegetables. And, the scripture was just saying you can't judge the person if you don't eat steak and they do. And the person that eats steak, you can't judge them, the other person, if they're going to eat salad, and you only want to eat steak. So just coming from, as you say, places from all over the world, we just try not to judge one another. We just want to pray for one another, love for one another, and our ladies they've really bought into the culture, the chemistry, and just from a coaching perspective, it's just been an amazing transition for me. The team, although most of them brand new, you would think they've been together for quite some time. If you were to see them out, if you were to see, we had a retreat a couple of weeks ago, that the team, they've just really bonded. The relationships that have been formed already at an early stage has just been really, really pleasant to see.
You know, my solution, I get a salad with steak on it. Get the best of both worlds right there. A little ranch dressing, you're good to go. Okay, so the retreats, these have become very, very popular.
Sure. As
far as team building is concerned. I know Coach Green did those. You're continuing to do those. We see a lot of teams around campus. Sometimes it's zip lining, and sometimes it's, it's which I guess kind of camp hideaway type stuff. Sometimes it's escape rooms, or or a lot of different options. But I guess what goes behind the thought process of how that helps with the team?
Well, I mean, the overall umbrella of a team retreat is team bonding. I mean, you want your team to be a lot closer leaving than they did coming in. Obviously, that's going to, really accentuate your culture. You want them to bond both on and off the court, because I think the better the relationships are off the court, that just is a really good compliment for when they're on the court. So the team retreats, you're going to have the fun, the competitive games that we'll play. There's obviously, we want to have spiritual growth. We want our team to grow spiritually. But, the ladies, anything we do, if we can turn it into a game or a competition, they're going to be full throttle the whole time. So, we're just still learning one another. Learning different personalities depending on the game or whatever we're doing at the retreat. You can kind of tell their personalities. That some of them are introverted. You can tell the extrovert immediately. So
give us one of each.
Okay, extrovert is going to be Caroline. She's probably our most extra. And I would say even Liddy. Liddy's she's an extrovert as well. And then introvert, I mean, you can go anywhere from Zaynep to Elizabeth. That's a freshman. That's a junior. To even Efi, who's an introvert. So, we have a good mixture. We have a good mixture of both.
And you named someone who just walked on campus and someone who's been here now for 3 years. So it's not really just about getting comfortable with your surroundings. Sometimes those introvert ties, and I would consider myself an introvert, which you go, well, how's that possible? You're talking to thousands, whatever. Hopefully, 1,000 people listening on the radio, but they're not looking at me. And at the same time, if you're talking in front of if I've got a speech, if I've got material, I'm all right. But you stick me in a party where I don't know anybody,
right,
and I'm going to go try to find the one person that I do know, and I'm going to hang out with them all night long because I just don't really want to get yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Is that a fair assessment of what we're talking about?
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't really matter your age. I mean, God created us all differently. And actually, just the other day, I was telling the team, God created us perfectly in His image. So it doesn't really matter your personality, introvert, extrovert. I told the ladies that you're created perfectly. So but usually those introverted players, those are the ones that have that lion inside them when it comes to the hardwood and they want to get after it. Like, Liz could be a quiet person, but when you put her on the hardwood, she will come after you very aggressively, and she doesn't back down from anyone.
What was Alexis Sherard when he was playing hoops?
Oh, I was extrovert. Extrovert.
If you'd have said anything otherwise, I'd have been like, well, when did the change happen?
No, I was a talker. I was probably coaching was probably the best field I could have gone in because I was always talking.
To your coaches, to the referees, to everybody?
I mean, just to my teammates, basically coaching on the floor.
Yeah, well, that's good. And that's what you're looking for. You want some players that are going to be kind of an extension of you when they're out there because you can scream across the court, but you can't necessarily, while the play's going on, really make any decisions that's going to affect anything because especially if they're on the other end, they don't even hear you.
Sure.
So who is that? Who is the extension of you on the court so far?
Well, I've appointed my 3 captains, Elizabeth, Claudia, and Caroline, and I'm really challenging them, and they're doing a much better job this year. They're both third year, Claudia and Elizabeth, third year, just with regards to being vocal, being that vocal leader on the floor. They're doing a much better job. But, you have players that comes natural. I mean, Avery Mills is probably just a natural extrovert kind of coach on the floor. She's pretty vocal. Jakayla does a pretty good job being vocal. Emmy Stout does a pretty good job as well. So we have a good group. And then again, Liddy, she's it's her first year. She's a fourth year. She's only with us for 1 year, but you would think she's been with us for 5 years. I mean, she's very vocal. She has a very pleasant, funny personality. Everyone loves her, but you're going to hear her on the court as well.
These first 2 games of the season have gone your way, and it's almost like, and I know sometimes the roots of these schedules are not necessarily 2 months before the season. Sometimes these relationships, as far as these teams that you've matching up against, can go back years even. But the way that it worked out really it's quite great, quite good, because you played a Frostburg State team. Mm-hmm. No offense to them, D2, lower division. Sure. They're going to be outmanned, outgunned. They're outsized, and so you got the warm-up game, and then you play an ECU team that's going to pressure you. They're going to put a lot on you, but they're probably in the middle of the pack of their conference, and so not quite what you're going to see with JMU coming up.
Sure.
And then Duke. So it's like you're just going through, first grade, second grade, third grade, and then maybe, college. But, it kind of has worked out in a good order, really.
Yes. I mean, I think it started with our scrimmages. We had a closed scrimmage. Just basically in practice uniforms against Greensboro. And then we had an open scrimmage exhibition game, which, didn't count, but we were able to put on our uniforms. We had people in the stands. And then, then from Frostburg to ECU and now JMU, it's a nice gradual, development for our team. And obviously on the road, that adds a different component to this game. First game on the road, new team, a lot of youth. So again, I always say, with the young team, there's going to be inconsistencies. And what we're trying to do is just minimize those times of inconsistencies and just keep our ladies focused.
Let's talk about the Frostburg State game first. Mm-hmm. What was your overall take from that game? I know, again, you're playing a lower division school. Maybe you can't learn a lot from that game, but you could certainly, if there were some glaring issues, those would come up. Did you see anything in that game that you felt like you needed to work on?
We did a pretty good job. Obviously, our execution wasn't, top notch, but I kind of expected that. First official game, first game jitters. My message to the team was, let's just do what we do in practice. I didn't want anyone trying to score 50 points if that's not their role. I don't think anyone on our team has a role of 50 points. So, I just really try to, and even in practice, we always say we want to make practice tougher than the games. But everything we do in practice, we want to do in games. So I really just try to make it easy and calm, keep their EQ, pretty level just with regards to the game itself. So for Frostburg, for first game, I was very pleased. We obviously rebounded very well in that first game. Some players, our shooters didn't have a great shooting night. But overall execution was pretty good. Rebounding went well. We just needed to tighten the screws up a little bit on some of our sets and our half-court execution.
Everybody got a point. Everybody got a rebound.
Right.
And then fast forward to ECU a few days later, you needed all those rebounds, and the shots started falling too. So the three-pointers were going in. Really, everything was going in. I think there was one point near halftime that it was around 70% shooting from the field, upper 60s. And so as a coach, and I know you can't really teach shooting percentage, but it was going your way.
Right.
But you were on the glass, and that was the most important thing because you kind of had to offset some turnovers.
Sure, yeah. They did an excellent job changing defenses, pressuring us. And our ladies know, turnovers are part of the game. Basketball is a game of runs, so obviously you want to minimize those, but they're inevitable. So we wanted to do, control what we can control, and that's rebounding. That's just grit and effort, just going after the basketball. And yeah, we shot the ball well. We did turn the ball over, obviously a lot higher than we would have liked, but had we not controlled the boards, that outcome of that basketball game could have been a lot different. So, rebounding is going to be our staple. Defense and rebounding, try and limit them to one shot per possession. So I think that rebounds is what really determined the outcome of that basketball game.
tough to pick a player of the week because Emmy Stout was playing great. Claudia has come into her role and is playing great, and we saw a double-double, first of her life for Avery Mills. So it's nice to have three choices, and you could maybe even go further than that. But definitely, because Liz is that, like you said, that silent assassin who just does her job and doesn't always show up big time in the box score, but she's just getting it done. So nice that you had some choices as far as who the player of the week might be.
Yeah, so we had a couple of career highs, with our players. So that was always good. We just trying to really define everyone's role. Any given night we have players that can, give you 20 points. So, that's good to have. And then obviously our post players are rebounding the ball well. But, as from a coaching perspective, the more players that you can have 20-point nights or, double-double, that's always going to help the whole scheme of that game. But, some nights the ball just doesn't go in the hole. So, anytime we shoot, we're always trying to make it. We're not trying to miss. So some of those things we can't control. So as I said, we just try to do the little things better than anyone else and control those little categories or stat areas that we can control.
Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive into JMU and the challenges that they bring, and then just right around the corner, you got the Dukes, and then you got Duke.
Sounds good.
We'll talk about that right after this break here on the Liberty Flame Sports Network from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Alan York, asking you to join the team as a member of the Flames Club. As a Flames Club member, you can make a difference by directly contributing to the success of Liberty Athletics. The Flames Club's mission is to raise the financial support needed to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources to compete for championships. Membership levels vary and begin at just $75. Some gifts may even be tax deductible. When you join the Flames Club, you're truly investing in champions and championships. Join today at libertyflamesclub.org.
Welcome back into this week's Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show, as we're joined now by head coach Alexis Sherard. Coach, JMU is probably been the best team in the state of Virginia, if you go by wins, over the last 10 years. Liberty and Virginia Tech nipping at their heels as far as wins are concerned, but this is a team that has just been consistent. Coaching change about 10 years ago didn't seem to change much. They might have had one little down year, and then they were right back in the mix. What is it about the program that Kenny and Sean have done to have so much success here in Harrisonburg?
Well, I mean, obviously it started with Kenny Brooks and now Sean. I mean, they've done an unbelievable job, a very, very good job recruiting. That team has taken on the personality of their coaches, both Kenny and Sean. They're fierce competitors. And, JMU, their teams have been notorious for being very competitive. They're always aggressive. They rebound the basketball at a high level. He does a good job changing defenses. He always has a shooter on that team that, could give you 25 points a night. This year, obviously, Peyton, I think this is her 6th year now. She's been there for a long time, so she knows the system. She probably knows things that Sean's going to say even before he says it. So he does a good job just putting pieces together. He has some quickness. He has size, athleticism, and speed. So they always do a good job just having very aggressive players and putting a good game plan together.
They've played 3 games. They had 2 blowout wins, Kent State and Queens. But sandwiched in the middle there, they had a kind of a somewhat lopsided loss. And so you go, okay, well, that's a positive. Well, the one negative in that is that George Mason, you're going to have to play them later in the year, too. So you got 2 good teams, and George Mason actually came out on the good side of that. But what have you seen, I guess, in JMU? What did George Mason do to be able to solve the Dukes?
Well, I saw that game, and I think George Mason, I don't know if it was a career night, but, I mean, they shot the lights out. I mean, I think they were shooting at a high percentage. They may have had, anywhere between 15 to 20 threes. It seemed like everything they threw up, and they're on the road. This is at JMU. They just shot the ball really, really well. I think JMU just ran into a buzzsaw, just caught them on the wrong night. And, sometimes, when that 3 is going, it just kind of demoralizes the defense a little bit. It gives a little more fuel to the offense. You're just running with a little more pep in your step when you're making a lot of shots. So I think JMU beat them on the boards, but I think the shooting percentage that George Mason shot on that evening really propelled them, early and often during that whole course of the game.
What would you say the keys to getting into Harrisonburg and getting out with a win will be?
Oh, no doubt. We want to limit them to 1 shot per possession. I mean, he has 3-4 players that can, get double-figure rebounds. So we have to obviously slow them down in transition. They do a great job in their transition offense. They look to get it and go. He has a lot of athletic players. And then they shoot and they go get it. They're relentless on the board. So I think we're going to have to slow them down in transition. Our half-court defense has to be solid. We want to contain penetration, protect the paint, and limit them to 1 shot per possession, which means we have to rebound the basketball.
Turnovers, I know that we talked about how that was an issue in the ECU game. Do you see them putting anywhere near the same amount of pressure that the Pirates put on? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially after watching that game. I mean, Sean's a student of the game, so I'm sure he watched that game. He's going to see, determine where our weaknesses are and try to expose it. So we're anticipating pressure. I know they double ball screens a little bit, and we obviously do a lot of ball screen offense. So, we've been, in the lab ourselves and obviously trying to recognize our weaknesses, trying to address issues that we have. So I think we'll be prepared. The girls had a really good week, good couple of days of practice and preparation for JMU. So they won't be exposed to anything that they're not aware of that JMU is going to do. So, I mean, we practice against pressure, practice against the double team versus the ball screens. And, obviously, whenever we can make shots, that kind of makes our life a little bit easier. I don't want to get ahead of JMU because it's 1 game at a time and they're a huge challenge. But let's just take a little peek at Duke coming up on Sunday, mainly because not only is it going to be a big day on the court, ACC team in Liberty Arena, get your tickets right now, but it's also a special day off the court as well. Sure.
So on that Sunday after the game, we'll have a tribute recognition for Coach Kerry Green, who's obviously we all know just retired, and it's going to be a special event. We'll have some videos, some letters, and I'm really looking forward to that. But obviously, we have a big task at hand before the celebration of Coach Green, and I'm looking forward to that game as well. I mean, obviously, anytime you have a top 10, well, they were top 10 last week. I think they're top top 20 now in the new polls. But Duke's a very national program. They're playing great basketball, and Kara as well does a great job. Assembling her ladies to put a good product on the floor.
And the fans got to appreciate just the name recognition of a program like that coming in, playing in Lynchburg. But clearly they've been here before, and they were willing to come back. And we see some coaches that will do that, and we see some coaches that, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some coaches that they never leave their home gym unless they're playing a conference game.
Right.
So great on them to be willing to kind of come around the region a little bit and play some tough out-of-conference games, because they know that when they play Liberty, it's not going to kill their RPI, because they're playing a good program that's going to be, if they get the win, it's a road win at a top 100 program, and that's not going to hurt them at all. What they can't do is go play a top 250 team, win or lose. It's going to hurt their RPI. So you guys have done a great job kind of positioning yourselves to where you can attract some of those teams. We've seen NC State in the past, we've seen Kentucky, if you go back far enough, and some different teams come into Liberty Arena. So it's really cool to just see that name on the scoreboard and the history behind it. But there's an awful lot of history behind the Liberty Lady Flames name as well, and a lot of that history is connected directly to Kerry Green. So it'll be great to recognize him as well on Sunday afternoon. So again, like I said, go to libertyflames.com. Just go ahead and get your season tickets, and then that'll be a part of it. But, if you can only get one game, if you only be in town for one game, come in on Sunday, because that's going to be huge against Duke on a very special afternoon. Coach, we appreciate your time and wish you nothing but the best in today's game.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
Lynchburg Nissan's model year in sales event is on, and the savings are huge. Remaining 25 models are tariff-free and have 0% up to 60 months. Discounts up to $7,100 off MSRP, and new cars starting at $18,950. Lynchburg Nissan is ready to pay up to 130% of fair KBB for your trade, too. We also offer guaranteed credit approval. Inventory is limited and selling fast. Stop by or schedule your appointment at lynchburgnissan.com, home of the million-mile warranty.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your certified Generac backup generator experts. Online at callrogers.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Head Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams, find upcoming schedules, buy and download tickets to the next game, listen to podcasts, and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcasts.
Pass caught into the end zone. Light 'em up. Touchdown, Liberty.
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today.
Welcome back into the Liberty Flames women's basketball show. We now have Emma Hess on with us. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
This is certainly not your first time on the show.
No.
It's your first time on the show with a different title.
Yes.
Every time before, right around here, it said guard. Mm-hmm. And now it's going to say assistant coach. Have you gotten used to that yet?
Yeah, I actually have. I don't think it really took too long for me to adjust to it, honestly.
What was the biggest adjustment, though? The girls just saying coach instead of red?
Yeah, them saying that, and then also, like, I don't know, just seeing them be on the floor without me. I'm not, like, dying to, like, jump on the court and, like, practice and play with them, but just, like, seeing them there without me was just weird.
Didn't you jump in the warm-up line with Will that one of the games? I mean, you didn't really.
Oh, yeah, I did. Me and Avery had, like, a pregame ritual that we always did, and so she was like, oh, I missed you, so I was just kind of, like, you know, going through it a little bit with her.
Well, as many times as you've done that, you probably could take over for Will. So if Will has a family engagement or something, you can say, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. It's ingrained. I'm sure he probably tweaks things a little bit, but you pretty much got it down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you that real quick, because the fans that maybe don't even kind of understand what you guys are doing out there, it looks like choreography a little bit. It's like, oh, they're practicing their dance moves before the game, but it's just all about stretching and making sure that you're physically ready, and of course you'll learn as the older you get, the more important it is to just stretch before you go to work.
No, I'm feeling that now already. I'm getting pretty old, you know.
Come on now. I don't want to hear that. But yeah, I'll sneeze too. Like you get a cold or something and sneeze and go, oh my gosh, what is
pulled
going
something.
I pull a muscle sneezing. That's not good. Okay, so practice-wise, what is your kind of day-to-day responsibility in practice?
Ooh, I actually do kind of a lot. Coach Sherard has kind of entrusted me with doing like individual shooting workouts with the girls. So my mornings consist of the girls coming in. They come in usually twice a week. On a normal week, I'll get them 2 mornings in the week. And so I'll do like a 30-minute shooting workout with them in the morning, and then come practice time. We have our meetings in the mornings, and I type up the practice plan. I print the practice plan. Going into practice.
You get any bribes from any of the girls?
No.
Hey, give you some insomnia cookies if you just lighten
change
up a
little bit.
Yeah.
No, not so much of that. But then during practice, I'm just kind of on the sidelines, saying what I see. And it's been a really good experience so far.
Is it easy for you to kind of, because you've ran, I know there's some new wrinkles now, and Coach Sherard, he's going to add more and more as he has now become the head coach. But you've ran through most of what you guys are doing 1,000 times, so you can pick up very quickly when somebody is not where they need to be. And the thing I think the average fan that doesn't understand the game, and I don't say they don't understand it, they know the basics of basketball. Maybe they don't know the insides. You run in practice as a 2, maybe. And then it gets game time and somebody gets banged up, and all of a sudden, you're the 3 or the 1 or the whatever. Yeah. And I heard Caroline talking about how she always ran as the 5, but there was a play where she had to run as the 4, and you were kind of helping her through that, if I remember right.
Yeah, I I would say I have a pretty high basketball IQ. So any of our plays, I would already know like all the positions 1 through 5. So like I could tell if somebody was running the play wrong, which like I think everybody should do that. You shouldn't just know the play from, I mean, it's a little different if you're a 5. Like you probably don't need to know what the guards do, but like as a guard to be able to like read all of the options, it's helpful to know where everybody's supposed to be so that everybody's in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, that's true. Usually a 5 isn't going to play anything.
No, but a 5, yeah. Usually. That was a special circumstance.
Yeah. It goes the other way. I mean, we've seen times where Liz has had to play the 5.
Liz has the highest IQ on the team, I would say. So she knows 1 through 5 on every play. So she'll be all right. She just transitioned into the 3, so she had to go from playing the 4, which is more post. So she mainly knew the 4-5 spots, and now she's playing the 3. So now she has to know the 1, 2, 3. So.
And the great thing about her is if you switch, it doesn't matter because she can guard 1 to.
Yes.
She can guard everybody.
Yep. I would say she's our best defender too, probably.
And she gets in your grill.
Yeah.
And sometimes I love watching her play because she's quiet. I mean, she's not flashy. She just gets the job done. But then every once in a while, something will happen, and she'll look at, and she's not going to yell at the referee or anything like that, but she'll look at the referee like, what planet are you on? And I got a feeling like 90% of the time she's the one that's right, and the referee's the one that's wrong. Like she's usually not making the mistake.
She'll say something to the refs.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I got to tell her to like calm down, Liz. It's just the fans might not see it as much because it's not like loud body language wise, but she'll say something like
That's the key. And usually the officials will be a little bit, they'll let you get away with a little bit more if you're not flailing your arms and making a scene and a spectacle and pointing at them and stuff like that. So she's kind of clever. Maybe,
she's a quiet assassin.
Got to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But okay. Very good.
Love playing with Liz.
So I'm guessing that your family thought that their days of making trips to Lynchburg was over. And here they are. Probably not going to make quite as many, but they've still got Lady Flames basketball to watch.
Yeah, I mean, their trips weren't going to be over because I have a brother that goes to Liberty, younger brother. So they were going to be way more, few and far between. But I think they'll probably, they're coming this weekend for the Duke game. So
now tell us about your brother.
Yeah.
I don't know I think we talked about your brother before, but that was probably when he was in high school.
Yeah, I don't know if we've talked about him recently. He started last year, was his freshman year, and he was one of our practice players. So I got to see him at practice, go against him in practice. He's a sophomore now, and he's a great kid.
What's he studying?
He's studying engineering. I think mechanical engineering.
Oh, nice.
I think.
Well, we'll edit this later. Yeah. He's studying electrical engineering.
It might be electrical. My dad's an electrical engineer.
Civil.
Yeah.
We'll just edit that in.
Yeah, put that in.
Okay. Well, I gotta ask because I asked Coach Sherard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said we're going to be talking to Emma, and you tell me about her transition, and he had nothing but complimentary things to say. But the one thing that he tells me is that around his house, that he has little Post-it notes, little notepads where he's got plays, and there might be 2 on the coffee table and 2 on the kitchen table, and that wherever he thinks about it, he's writing plays down. And I said, do you think that's going to be Emma, or is it already? He's like, I don't know if it is yet, but he's like, I'm working towards that. Are we close to you waking up in the middle of the night going, oh man, if we run a back screen, and then you write it down?
I don't know if I'm quite there yet. I will think of like his plays, I'll think of like little wrinkles to add on sometimes just in my head, but I haven't gotten to the point where I come up with new plays. Or if I like see a play, if I'm watching an NBA game or another college game and I see something, I don't write it down. I should start writing it down, but I'll be like, I like that, we should run that or something like that, but I'm not quite to his level yet.
Yeah, so he's the offensive guy. I mean, that's his mindset.
Yeah.
So who is the kind of defensive coordinator? Who's the defensive-minded person?
Amber Lee. She will always bring up defense.
Okay, I can see that. She's intense.
Always. Yes.
And you got to be intense on defense.
Yes.
I would not have wanted to play against Amber if she was guarding. No. It's okay. That's fair.
Yeah. She's me and Coach Sherard are probably the most offensive-minded. So Amber definitely brings the balance of defense, and Coach Blood a little bit too. So.
And you guys have a very diverse staff, different backgrounds. You've got some head coaches in the mix there.
Yep.
You got a WNBA player in the mix there.
Yeah.
It goes all the way. We could talk about the staff all night, and it works. Sometimes, if you put that same group together in a church, the church might split. But, as coaches, it's good to have different perspectives.
Yeah. No, it's been really good, especially like seeing them from like a different perspective. Like all of them, I see them all differently now than I did as a player. So it's been really good to, learn from them.
Have you had any moments so far where you had to remind one of the players, hey, remember, I'm a coach now?
Not really,
If they're complaining about something, they're complaining about playing time or something like, hey.
No, they usually will come talk to me or say something to me because they know I have extra perspective of something that they may not see. So like if they're like, well, why did I get taken out earlier? Why didn't I play as much? And I was like, oh, because this and this and this happened. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I didn't see that or I didn't know that. So it's like kind of things like that. I can add perspective to the players while also adding like players' perspective to the coaches. So I'm kind of the in-between a little bit right now.
The liaison. You're in the middle man. Middle woman? Middle man? Middle woman sounds weird to say.
Yeah, it's middle man.
We'll just say middle man. I heard that on the broadcast the other night. Sometimes you can try to a little too hard to be politically correct, and sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't work.
No.
It's like woman-to-woman defense does not sound right at all. Anyway, okay. So do you think coaching is this it? Is this going to be your career now? You think this is going to be the future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always wanted to get into coaching. I'm getting my master's in sports management. I'm gonna hopefully finish it up this next semester. But that was always the long-term goal. I just didn't realize God had it in my plans for it being this soon, quick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
And in a good way. That's in a good way.
Definitely in a good way.
Okay. Last question for you. You've seen a lot in your 4 years of playing. A lot of different players come through. Amazingly talented players that are still playing professional basketball in certain cases. Where would you put this group, and what is the ceiling for this team?
Oh, geez. That's a tough question. I've played with a lot of very, very talented teams, but this team is very, very talented. Don't get me wrong, but I think all the other teams I played with were veteran talented. So this team is good. We're going to be good this year, but catch this team in 2 years, we're going to be or next year, probably next year actually, we're going to be really, really, really good. So I don't know where I would necessarily rank them. Last year, it's got to be the number one team, conference championship, all that. This team's up there, though. This team's up there for sure.
Yeah, that FGCU win, that season was pretty good. It didn't end the way that you wanted to. That was a pretty good team, too.
Yeah.
My ability to remember what year this would have been. The 3-loss year, was that your freshman year?
That was my freshman year, I believe. Yep, we were 28-3, I believe.
28-3.
We lost again in the championship to FGCU, but then we went on to the WNIT, beat Campbell in the first round, lost to Vandy in the second round.
That's right, on the road. Yeah, good memory.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it was we got upset in the conference tournament on a buzzer beater by Jacksonville State in the semis.
State. It was a semi.
And then we went to the WNIT. Yeah.
Yeah.
Played Campbell and then Vanderbilt.
I remember that game because Bridget Rettstadt, or the practice before that game, because Bridget Rettstadt's practice jersey got
obliterated
in the dryer or something. She was.
I think it was in the airplane conveyor belt, actually.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it got caught in that, and it was all ripped up.
Yeah, she looked like she was playing in the hood.
I just remember I have a picture after the Jacksonville State game, after we lost. I did a jersey swap with Priscilla. And so I'm holding her jersey and she's holding my jersey in their locker room. That's how I remember that. That was that year.
Yeah, that was a great season that didn't have the best finish.
No.
And then there've been, and then last year
that was a super
I think when you
team.
get a ring, that makes 28-3 sounds impressive, but No ring.
No ring.
What was? Do you remember what last year's record was? I don't have the ring
I
with
have
me
no
because it's on the
idea.
side of the ring. I forget what
I
the
think
final
it's
was.
something in 6, maybe.
Something in 6.
Something
yeah.
in 6, maybe 25 and 6.
25. That sounds right.
I think it's 25 and
25 and 6. If we put both of our brains together, we remember some things.
Yeah.
That's what it takes for me.
It's hard
nowadays.
to recall a lot of this.
Well, yeah, and numbers and
numbers. So many games, so many teams, records,
stats. Do you remember any of your? Can you go? Well, now my freshman year, I shot 39% from 3, and
not percentages.
Do you remember any of that kind of stuff?
Point totals sometimes.
Career high? Do you remember your career high?
Oh yeah, 30 ball at Sam Houston.
Yeah, that was
fouled out in the 4th quarter.
we were winning pretty comfortably.
We were winning pretty comfortably, and then we weren't winning pretty comfortably.
That's right.
Then I went back in, fouled out,
That's
and then
right.
yeah, because I had 30 pretty much through 3 quarters. I think I scored my 30th like maybe a minute or 2 into the 4th, and then I sat, and then they started coming back. Then I went back in, fouled out, and we ended up winning by like I don't remember. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And good. That's a pretty good memory.
Yeah.
I forgot about the little comeback in there. I remember that you hit 30 in that game.
Yeah.
And they got a funky gym. It's kind of a.
Yeah, it was a weird one. And then Lipscomb, that was my 7 3-pointers. 7 for 12 at Lipscomb. So I remember like little things like that, like milestones, but not like percentages or.
Do you remember what was the best meal of your 4 years as a player?
We were actually just talking about this at the dinner that we just had, but last year when we played at Kentucky for March Madness, when we went to that steakhouse, I don't remember what it was called. I
always say Jack Ruby's. That's not right. That's the guy who shot Kennedy. But it is Ruby. It's
Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack's brother makes a good steak.
No, yeah, that was definitely the best meal ever.
Yeah, that was high class,
high quality.
Yeah,
high quality.
Yeah, I could only imagine the famous people, because it's not the Kentucky Derby, but Keeneland is nearby, and that's where a lot of big races. The Belmont Stakes has been there. There have, I'm sure, been a lot of very famous people eat in the room that you guys ate in, and
definitely.
And then went to watch the horse races. So that was pretty cool. It was a good dessert too, if I remember.
All of it was 15 out of 10.
That's it. And that's the cool thing. Wins and losses are great, and you keep track of those things, but it's the memories that are made during your 4 years, and now you get to continue to be a part of that, but you got to be you're in a role of authority, so you might not be able to sneak out with everybody and get a cookie when they're not supposed to, or something like that. But yeah, I know.
Still might.
The staff can sneak out. We're not even sneaking out.
I don't have to sneak out anymore. I don't have to, hide my DoorDash or whatever.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad your family's going to be coming in. That's going to be cool. It's also the ceremony for Coach Green, and it's just, I don't think words can express what he has done for this program, but I think the thing that impresses me the most is when I talk to a player from 10 years ago or something like that, and they probably remember the stats, and they probably remember the wins and losses, and if they I got 2 rings while I was here, I got all 4 years I won a ring or whatever. They remember those things, but they remember the connection and the caring that the staff and Coach Green kind of showed the players, and how important they were off the basketball court.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, my 4 years wouldn't have been what they were without Coach Green. So,
is it weird to see him in the stands though?
A little bit, yeah. It's a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, Denise, we've
used to seeing her up there,
getting on the refs, and she's getting excited, and the whole crew that she's with up there. But now all of a sudden you look up and go, "Hey, you're supposed to." Oh no, not anymore. No. Yeah. It's weird. It was strange for me the first time that it was pregame, and oh no, coach isn't coming over anymore. Alexis is coming over. But that's the great part about it. It wasn't some unknown replacement that came from state university, blah, 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 that nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's like the family just, Dad's not grilling this year, but my uncle's going to be grilling for this year, and the food's going to be just as good, and everybody's going to have just as good a time. And so it's kind of fun that it worked out the way that it did, and it's even more fun that you're a part of it as a coach. Because, who knows, the timing of everything just landed perfectly, and glad you're still in town. Your family's coming in. That's going to be fun to see them, I'm sure.
I know, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Well, Coach Emma Hess, thanks for coming on the show. We've probably had one of these conversations every single year of your 4 years, I'm guessing.
At least one, probably multiple.
And I'm wondering how we had things to talk about by the last one, but it seems like there's never a loss for something to bring up. I mean, this time it was cookies and steaks. Yeah. And Kennedy's assassin.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually the guy. So Lee Harvey Oswald, who doesn't have a steakhouse, was the one that killed Kennedy. And then Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey Oswald, which goes to the whole conspiracy. Why did they kill the guy who killed Kennedy? Why, and so more to it, like, somebody's involved, the government's involved, Well, no, don't. I'm not going to tell anybody what movies to watch, but the movie JFK kind of goes into a lot of that stuff. Are you a history buff at all? Do you get into any of that thing?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be my job this year, is to try to get you to watch a couple of documentaries so that you understand my totally obscure references that I bring on stuff like this.
Yeah.
But, well, very good. I'm going to let you give the little tease of encouraging people to come out to the game against Duke on Sunday and for Kerry Green Appreciation Day, and also a very big game against a very good team. So why is it important to get fans out to these games for the young ladies that are playing?
I mean, it's super important. Last year, we were losing by 1 to Duke at halftime, and so we're hoping we can stay within that again. But really the thing that carried us was the atmosphere. I just remember, memory, I remember hitting a big 3 that I think put us within 1, and just the what do you call it? Like what is it? Like the noise?
The roar?
The sound eruption? Like the
decibels?
I don't know, but like when I hit that 3, like just the noise spike was like amazing and insane. So we need that again on Sunday for these girls so that they can make the same or similar memories that I had. So. Well
done. You can go to libertyflames.com and find out that ticket information. If you can't be at the game, with the JMU game, the Duke game, or any game, you can also follow along. It'll show you where you can watch on television, where you can listen to us on the radio, and that is, again, libertyflames.com. For Emma Hess and Coach Alexis Sherard, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show with head coach Alexis Sherard on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Today's show has been presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show has also been brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank. Life lived full. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Liberty Flames Basketball is an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.